With us now is Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., who you might be surprised to learn running for President of the United States, just like his father was then. He has no Secret Service protection. And it's not that he and his team haven't asked for it, not once, but up to 5 times. Alejandro Mayorkas decides that. I raised that issue with the Homeland Security Secretary not too long ago. Take a look.
We have established factors. We have a bipartisan group of leaders in the United States Senate and the House
why wouldn't
that
he
make
qualify,
recommendations
given
to
his
me.
family history? Why wouldn't he qualify for that alone?
Because the factors are security related. The bipartisan group of members have recommended to me that security be declined. It is ultimately my decision, but I have followed their recommendation each time.
All right, well, I'm no brainiac when it comes to these matters, but Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., very good having you. Given your family history, given your dad's killing 56 years ago today, of course, you witnessed the same with your uncle, John F. Kennedy, when you were 9 years old. I believe you were 14 at the time of your dad's assassination, but no Secret Service protection. It was ruled that way, and they've continued to rule that way.
Yeah, I was with my dad when he died in Los Angeles in 1968. Like you say, Neil, I was 14 years old at the time. The decision, you know, what Secretary Mayorkas told you is deceptive. He has absolute discretion to give me Secret Service protection. The Secret Service itself, which we've worked with and which has been very, very cooperative with us and supporting of me getting protection, did its own threat assessment and determined that I was at elevated risk. I've had 3 home break-ins since I announced my candidacy. In one case, a mentally ill person made it to the 2nd floor of my house when my family was home. In another case, an armed man came with fake federal ID, came to both a U.S. Marshal badge and fake federal photo ID on his belt, came to one of my rallies, demanded to be a private meeting with me in the green room. He had 2 concealed shoulder holsters with loaded magazines. He had a bag full of ammunition. And before he left to see me, he taped a TikTok address, his only TikTok post, in which he said goodbye if I don't return from this mission alive, telling people then what to do.
Well,
and
were
these are credible threats. I gave them.
Robert, were they aware of these incidents?
Yeah, they're aware of it.
So where is this coming from?
68
I mean, that alone
pages.
would give me pause, right? And Joe Biden, he reports to Joe Biden, so Joe Biden might just say, "Well, you've been through. Well, yeah. What do we? There's a little risk here in just giving him protection."
I am the first presidential candidate in history since my father, prior to my father's death. You are only entitled to Secret Service protection after you got the nomination of the party. The Congress changed that rule after my father was killed and made it available to everybody, including 120 days out, but they've given it to 33 people with much less poll numbers and a much less risk profile than I have. What Secretary Mayorkas says is being blocked by Chuck Schumer. Obviously, the White House is involved in this decision. They're very much aware of it. Many people have contacted President Biden on my behalf. President Biden has a bust of my father behind him at the Oval Office, and yet I'm the first presidential candidate in history since my father's death, 56 years, who's requested Secret Service protection, and it's been denied. This is an outlier.
I don't want to belabor the point, Robert, but what does your family say? I know to a man or woman they seem to be supporting Joe Biden. They went out of their way to show that, but I'm sure they're concerned about your safety. I'm sure they would prefer that you had protection. What have they said?
They say that they have asked President Biden to give me protection, but I don't know. You know, we don't know what's happened in the White House to that request.
Okay.